Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan, and I'd like to thank my moderator, Peter, for once again suggesting I check out this clip of an influencer I'd never heard of before. He's got like 350,000 followers on Instagram, Niklas Gustafson.
Your veganism is killing animals. Here's why.
So really, Niklas, ours and my veganism is killing animals? Well, that's rich, I assume, coming from a person who's promoting eating meat. So let's see how my veganism is way worse than what you're doing.
You grow the soy, corn, and grains vegans rely on.
What do you mean these are the foods that vegans rely on? These are foods that humanity relies on. Let's take rice, for example. If anyone relies on rice, it's people that live in Asia. However, I don't see you giving them a bunch of crap for that, unlike us poor vegans here.
Massive amounts of land are cleared. In the process, millions of small animals, rabbits, squirrels, birds, insects are killed every year.
Congratulations, Gustav, for bringing up the age-old combine harvester argument, which tries to pin the deaths that are responsible in all of agriculture that all people eat, but somehow vegans take the blame for that, which makes absolutely zero sense. And dumb arguments like this give windbags like Piers Morgan ammunition to attack vegans, just like you're doing.
Literally billions of insects get murdered. Billions of insects get murdered.
To grow the soy, corn, and grains vegans rely on.
Once again, it's all of humanity who are eating these plants. It's not just vegans, considering we're just a tiny percent of humanity anyway. But who, or what, I should say, really, truly relies on these foods that you just mentioned, Gustav to eat? Well, I'll give you a hint. It's not humans. For instance, that soy you mentioned that us vegans supposedly rely on. No, far from it. Animals rely upon it as their livestock feed. More than 90% of U.S. soybeans produced here in the United States are used as a high-quality protein source for animal feed. You hear that, Gustav? 90% is used as animal feed, including feed for your precious cows that you're going to talk about in a second, while only a mere 6 to 7% of the world's soy production goes directly for human consumption, let alone for vegans. And same with corn. 30% each go for biofuels and livestock feed, while a mere 2% is for human consumption. I just trip out every time I hear people like him blame all these agriculture deaths, these accidental deaths in agriculture on vegans, when the ironic fact of it all is most of these crops that they're bitching about us vegans eating are foods that are fed in enormous quantities to livestock, and very few of it reaches the mouths of humans, let alone us vegans. So leave us alone, guys.
A study from the Journal of Agricultural and Environmental Ethics.
Wow, he's gonna drop some science. I can't imagine.
Estimates millions of animal deaths on crop farming alone.
I mean, this is silly. Is this supposed to be some kind of mic drop? Yeah, vegans take that. Science proves that there are accidental deaths in the production of foods that vegans and non-vegans and livestock eat. Like, yeah, what does this have to do with us? No vegans are disputing the fact that there are accidental deaths in agriculture. And on that topic, if you want to see how many accidental deaths occur in the productions of 8 food categories, if your goal is to have as few animals harmed or killed as possible, you would have no choice other than to be vegan, given the fact that way down on the bottom of this graph here, the food categories with the far fewest deaths by far are grains, fruits, and vegetables. And by the way, this paper is backed up by mathematical models using data from peer-reviewed studies and governmental publications.
Now, compare that to eating meat.
Yeah, we just did that, and eating meat is a literal bloodbath, but let's see what kind of bullshit you got.
A single cow provides around 250 kilos of meat, enough to feed a person for a year. One life, one animal.
I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you are aware that cows need to eat food too, right? And they're eating the foods that you're complaining about us vegans eating because it kills animals. But let's go with him here. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and assume he's referring to like grass-fed animals or something like that. Well, that's an idea that only works out for a privileged few. I've made videos about this in the past. I'll link it up here, that you would need literally multiple planet Earths to have enough arable landmass to feed the entire human population grass-fed beef. So that idea doesn't work on this planet. And furthermore, this one animal, one death thing is a bunch of bullshit. It's a well-known fact that cattle ranchers go to extreme measures to kill other animals who threaten their beef resources.
On a vegan diet, you need continuous crop farming, meaning constant killing of small creatures to protect fields.
Yeah, vegan farming. Let's do an in-depth analysis here, comparing vegan farming with non-vegan farming. Yep, you got us here.
And then there's the health side.
So not only is our vegan food killing all these animals, it's also unhealthy for us too now?
Plant-based foods aren't as bioavailable as animal products.
Well, given that there's literally thousands of different plants you can eat and even more like processed plants that are, plant-based foods that he's complaining about here, yeah, it stands to reason some plant-based foods may have lower bioavailability of nutrients than animal-derived foods. However, it doesn't follow from that eating a vegan diet is unhealthy. If it were, why do you have all these international health organizations that have a scientific consensus saying that a well-planned, a balanced vegan diet is nutritionally adequate for all people?
Plant-based foods aren't as bioavailable as animal products. You need to eat far more to get the same nutrients.
A minute ago, he's saying plant-based or vegan diets are unhealthy, and this is why, because you have to eat more food to get the same nutrients. I'm not even sure if that's true, but what are you trying to say? Eating more food is that's what's unhealthy about vegans? We eat too much, we overeat, we're inherently obese or overweight. Well, if you look at body mass indexes of vegans compared to non-vegans, vegans actually have lower BMI, so there goes that crap assumption.
So, while veganism may sound ethical, the facts say otherwise. If we really care about minimizing harm, the vegan narrative isn't as clean as we're led to believe.
So no, this closing comment shows how his understanding of veganism is severely flawed. He thinks it's some kind of harm reduction belief system or something like that. I mean, it's a natural byproduct when you believe in veganism, and let's look at the long-standing definition of it here. It goes back to the 1940s. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation as far as possible and practicable. So if Gustav is pissed off at us vegans for eating plants that were produced in agricultural methods that had accidental harm, well, that doesn't violate anything about veganism. It says as far as possible and practicable in the definition, which means we live in an imperfect world. Accidents happen. Accidents will happen to people in the productions of foods. However, bottom line is, as I showed you earlier, if you are vegan, you are eating the foods that involve the least amount of crop death. So if that is truly a concern of yours, harm reduction, vegetarianism or something like that, just go vegan. Got it handled. I mean, I can't even count how many videos I've responded to of these health, wellness influencers that really absolutely know nothing about veganism, and they just make up stuff or repeat nonsense that they've heard around the interwebs, stuff they heard at the gym from bros or whatever. I mean, it's just a little fact checking can go a long way, but people don't do that anymore. It's just, I'm one of the few people that's fact checked still on the internet. Let me know. Leave your questions and comments down below. Why is all these same things brought up all the time, and they're just demonstrably wrong? Humans, vegans are eating all the soy and corn, which is complete nonsense. So anyway, guys, comment down below, hit like if you like this video, share it around, spread the actual truth to people who think vegans are eating all the soy or something like that. And also, if you think what I'm saying here is factually incorrect, my logical arguments are flawed, please come to my Friday live streams, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and tell me what I got wrong, and I will listen to you as long as you're civil. So until then, guys, I'll see you guys Friday, and stay safe. All my friends out in Florida and the East Coast, we're thinking about you, and we're really worried about you. I know we have a lot of Florida viewers, particularly from our Friday live stream, so Angie and I are thinking about you guys a lot. Stay safe, and if I don't see you guys online Friday, I'll know why. Power's probably down, you're dealing with stuff, but I'm looking forward to hearing from you and hear that you're safe. So till then, guys, remember, it doesn't suck being vegan.